Tonight, Stockton came together to honor the lives taken after a mass shooting at Cleveland Elementary School. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. I'm Chris Thomas.
And I'm Alicia Machado. In 1989, a shooter opened fire at that school and many lives were changed in that community forever. ABC 10's Paul Sunga shows us how the victims are being remembered 35 years later.
We've got children scattered all over the school, some fatalities, some injured.
I still can't believe it's 35 years.
In 1989, for then 6-year-old Rob Young, his growing world forever changed.
I do remember just the panic and everybody taking off running and realizing that I had to get to my room, my classroom.
Shot in the chest and foot, Young was one of more than 30 students and teachers injured at Cleveland Elementary School in Stockton. 5 students were killed during a tragedy which saw 106 rounds fired in just 3 minutes.
This was 1989. School shootings didn't happen. It seemed like the term active shooter wasn't coined back then, and there was no response training for this type of incident back then.
The impact of the shooting is still being felt in this community, but the hope, people who haven't felt it directly understand the ripple effect a mass shooting can cause.
The country stopped, the world stopped.
35 years later, survivors and families impacted by the shooting coming together to honor the victims and other lives lost to gun violence.
As it happened, I see kids falling, thinking that was a new game that played.
The moment allowing the tragedy not to be forgotten. In 1989, it was one of America's first mass school shootings.
Some days it does, and other days when I'm prepping for this vigil, it seems like yesterday.
Judy Walden was a second-grade teacher 35 years ago.
I want people to know that the impact of gun violence is horrible. I mean, it just ripples out from the person who has died or who was injured.
The Cleveland school massacre was considered one of the nation's worst school shootings at the time. Young, now a father of 4, worked in law enforcement, and now his work focuses on campus safety, hoping parents can use this tragedy as a learning lesson of having the hard talk with their kids so they know what to do.
It's not being paranoid around here, but unfortunately we live in a society where evil exists, and you have to be prepared.
That was ABC 10's Paul Sunga reporting. Now, event organizers say more needs to be done to stop gun violence. Some also say more needs to be done to tackle mental health.